Hey guys, what's going on? My name is Raymon, and today in this episode I'm going to show you how to install pfSense. But before that, I just want to thank all the new subscribers who subscribed to my channel. When I started this channel out, I just started with 5. Now I have around 62 if I'm not mistaken. So thank you for that. So today's episode we're going to install pfSense. pfSense is an open source firewall. We're going to install it on our XCP-ng server, but you can follow this tutorial also if you want to install it on an old PC that you have laying around. So without further ado, let's just get right into it. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is open our web browser, go to the website of pfsense.org, enter, click on download. The latest stable version is 2.4.5. We're going to go for the architecture of 64 bits. And we have an option to use the USB memstick installer. This is what you're going to use if you're going to install it on a dedicated machine, which I will show you later how to make it with Rufus. But for now, I'm going to install it first on the XCP-ng, so I'm going to need the CD ISO installer. So the mirror should be what's closest to you. I live in Indonesia, so Singapore is for me the close. Press on download and it will download. I already did that, so I'm going to minimize this. Open my download folder. Make it a little bit bigger, and as you can see, 2.4.5. I'm going to open this. Get it outside. Don't worry about this one. This is an old version. I'm going to show you what it looks like if there's an update and how you can update your pfSense. So I'm going to wait for this to extract. Takes a while. Yeah, almost. Okay, we can close this. And as you can see, this is the 2.4.5. So now we're going to upload this to our XCP-ng server. So I'm going to close this. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is open Winscp. I'm going to log into our XCP-ng server, -192.168.1.254. I'm going to log in as a root with our password. Enter. And we've connected. I'm going to go a folder up. Go inside the folder var. Opt, and here's our ISO folder. If you don't have this, you can create it. Just go to episode 1, or is it episode 2? I forgot. No, I think it was episode 1. So in episode 1, I showed you how to create a local ISO repository. So if you don't know this, go back and watch that episode and come back to this one. So we're going to click on ISO. I'm going to look for our 2.4.5 version. And I'm going to drag it over here. Should take a while. Okay, so as you can see, that completed. We can now close it. I'm going to open our XCP-ng center. Enter the master password. Go to the left, we see our ISO repository. Just click on this. Click on storage. And as you can see, this is the old version. All we have to do is rescan. And there we have the 2.5 version. So the next thing we're going to do is install XCP-ng. But before that, I want to show you something. Let's click on our main server. Click on networking. Okay, so what I want to show you is that my server has a total of 6 Ethernet ports. But if I bring up a picture of my server, wait, go to pictures and open this backside. Okay, so this is the backside of my Dell server. So as you can see, I have port 1 and port 2. This is an iDRAC. This allows me to remote administrate my server even when it's shut off. So as you can see, I only have 2 Ethernet ports. So what I did is I added us a 4-port Internet NIC like this one, and that allows me to have 4 more extra ports. So if you're installing pfSense on a dedicated machine, you need more than 1 Ethernet port. One is for the the wide area network, so that's what feeds your internet, and the second port is used for your local area network, your LAN, behind the pfSense. So let me close this. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do is click on NICs so you can see what I'm trying to explain. I'm sorry, my English is not very good at explaining today. So as you can see, I have 2 NICs. NIC 0 and NIC 1 is a Broadcom. So let me take the picture back from the backside of the server. So these 2 ports, those are my Broadcom. And NIC, wait, let me make it a little bit smaller. So NIC 2 until 5, that is the added Intel network card, as you can see right here. So why is it important? Because if you're installing pfSense on a dedicated machine, you always need 2 ports. Preferably more if you want to build out multiple networks. The first port is that feeds your internet connection, your WAN. The second one is your local area network. So that's what you're going to use. That's the network behind your pfSense. So if I go back to networking, okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to NIC and I'm going to create a bond. A bond means combining multiple lines into one. So I'm going to press on the bottom create bond. I'm going to select the NICs that I want to use for bonding. So that's NIC 0 and NIC 1. Create bond anyway. Wait for it to create. It's going to take a while, so I'm going to speed this up a little bit. Okay, and as you can see, it did connect and the speed now is 2 gigabits. So going back to networking. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do is rename the network names. So you don't have to do this. The reason I'm doing this is to show you later when I'm building pfSense and I'm building 2 separate networks. You're going to see which port, physical port, or the port that we're going to use in our VMs belongs to which network. So I'm going to clean it up a little bit. So instead of calling this bond, I'm going to call it WAN. I'm going to call this network 1, network 2, network 3, and network 4. So now that we had done this, as you can see, it's disconnected because there's no physical cable going inside the Ethernet port. So the next thing we're going to do is install pfSense. Click on New VM, scroll all the way to the bottom. It says Other Install Media. Click on Next. Let's just call this pfSense 01. Next, install the ISO 2.4.5. Yes. Next. Place it on this server. I'm gonna give this one socket and just give it a RAM of 2 gigabyte. Next. Add. Oh, let's rename this as well. pfSense sense 01. Let's give it 15 gigabytes. Add. Next. I'm gonna delete all this. Add. I'm gonna add the one connection. And I'm gonna add network 1. And that's it for this episode, I think. So I'm going to click on next. Start the VM automatically. Just wait for it to load, as you can see here in the bottom. Should be appearing here any moment. And just click on it. Click on console. Let's make it a little bit bigger. You don't have to do anything, just let it run until it starts up the setup. Okay, copyright and distribution notice. Just press enter again. Continue with the default key map. If you're using a different keyboard layout, this is where you choose it. Enter. Guided disk setup. Just enter. Wait for it to install. Okay, manual configuration. The installation now finished. Do you wish to install system? No, I don't. Enter and reboot. Just wait for it to reboot. Oh wow, it just only took 1 minute and 31 seconds to install pfSense. So once again, you don't have to do anything, just let it boot. Okay, should VLANs be set up now? Let's press yes. Enter the one interface name or A for auto detection. So in my case, that's going to be XN0 for the 1 and XN1 for the LAN. Do you wish to proceed? Yes. Takes a while. Okay, as you can see, our one connection did get a DHCP from our modem 192.168.1.4, and our LAN connection has an IP address of 192.168.1.1. So they are in the same range. We do not want that. So we're going to change the interface IP address. So we're going to press 2. We're going to change the 1 first into a static one. Press 1. Okay, configure the IP address 1 interface via DHCP. We do not want that. No. Enter the new IP address. I'm going to do the same as it gave me. Yours could be different. So I'm going to do enter. Subnet is going to be 24. For a 1, enter the new 1 IPv upstream gateway address. In this case, it's going to be the modem. 1.1. Enter. Configure IPv6. No. Press enter for none. Do you wish to revert? Yes. Please wait while the changes are being saved. Restarting. Press enter. Now we're going to take care of the LAN. So we're going to press 2 again. 2 for LAN. Enter the new IPv address. So that's going to be 10.0.0.1. Enter. Subnet of 24. Okay, enter the new LAN IP upstream. For LAN, press enter. For none, so we're going to press enter. We do not have IPv6. Do you wish to enable DHCP? Yes. Enter the IP range. Start from 1 and it's going to end with 254. Enter. Press enter to continue. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is open our Windows machine and configure Pfsense. So I already have the Windows 10 YouTube. I have to make a small changes to the networking. As you can see, we only have a 1 connection. We do not want that. We want the Windows machine to go behind the Pfsense. So I'm going to remove this. Yes. I'm going to add the interface. And as you can see, network 1 is the one we also connected with Pfsense. So we're going to add that. And then we're going to start the machine. Go back to console and wait for it to start. Okay. Do you wish to allow? No. Let's see what we get. Let's see if our DHCP is working. Click on Ethernet. Change adapter options. Don't need this anymore. Click on status. And as you can see, we did get an IP address from Pfsense. So let's close this. Let's open our web browser. Go to the IP address 10.0.0.1. Enter. Make it a little bit bigger. Okay, let's log in the web interface with the default user admin, and the default password is Pfsense. Enter. Save this password. Never. Welcome to Pfsense. Click on next. Global support is available. Next. Hostname is going to be Pfsense01. Scroll a little bit to the bottom. Primary DNS, I'm going to want to use the one from Google, so 8.8.8.8 and 8.8.4.4. Click on next. Okay, please enter the time, date and time zone. I'm still in Asia. Let's scroll to Asia and then Jakarta. Here it is. Click on next. On this screen, the wide area network will be static as we configured in the command prompt there. Let's go all the way to the bottom. Click on next. Local area network. Next. Default password, we're going to change that. and click on next. I'm going to click on reload. Reload is now in progress. Please wait. Okay, congratulations, Pfsense is now configured. Just click on finish at the bottom. Okay, electric sheep fencing. Just press accept. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is check if we have an internet connection. I'm going to open command prompt. I'm going to ping the DNS of Google. We get a reply. Let's open a web browser and go to google.com, and it gives us an error. So what we need to do to fix this, because we enabled Dhcp server, we need to give it also a default DNS. So we go to services where it says Dhcp server. Scroll a little bit to the bottom, and we're going to give it a DNS of 1 and 8.8.8, and let's give another one 8.4.4. Scroll to the bottom where it says save. Okay, let's check if it did give us this. Less all. Oh. No, the DNS is still the default one, so we're gonna do ipconfig release, and we're gonna renew. And let's check it. Yeah, we get it. Let's try to open Google. For most people now it will work. I need, on the other hand, need to change one more step, and that is go back to Pfsense, click on System, Advanced, Networking, scroll a little bit to the bottom where it says Disable Hardware Checksum Offload, enable this, save, and right now it should work. And there it is. So let's go open GitHub, and as you can see, it just opened. Let's try our speed test. Don't worry, it's in Indonesian. Scroll a little bit to the bottom. And as you can see, it's working quite nice. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to go open our Zen Orchestra. So let us do that right now. It is running. Okay, so what we need to do now is that for every reason the server loses power and the power comes back up, Pfsense is going to start up automatically. So the easiest way to do that is in Zen Orchestra. I will also show you how to do it with the command line. So we're gonna open our Zen Orchestra. Just log in. I haven't changed this, so admin. Okay, so as you can see, we have Pfsense right here. Click on it, go to the tab Advanced, and it says here, right here, Auto Power On, and that's it. Now you're done. So let me power off this again and sign out. Go back to Zen XCP-ng Center, click on the server, go to the console, try to log in. Okay, make it a little bit bigger. Okay, so the first thing we're gonna do is XE and then pool list, if I'm not mistaken, and then enter, we're looking for this UUID of this pool. Since I only have one server, so there's only going to be one pool. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is XA pool param, and then param is a set UUID. Just press tab twice. As you can see, it's the same one as here. Okay, and then is other config. I'm just using tab, and then it's gonna be auto underscore power on. That one word, yeah, is true, and then I'm gonna press enter. Okay, the next thing I'm gonna do is xe, yeah, xe, and then vm list, enter. So as you can see, I am looking for this one. This is the one that oh, sorry. This is the one I need. So as you can see, I'm gonna need Pfsense. So this is the UUID that I'm gonna use. So the next thing we're gonna do is XEVM dash param. For some reason, yeah, param. And then I'm using tab again, set UUID. And then I'm gonna do EA. And I'm gonna use tab again. So I'm just using the first two letters, EA. As you can see, the rest, the second one is using 7392 and 10. So I just use the first two letters and then use tab again. And then other config. And then is out the same, auto underscore power on is true. Did I spell that correctly? Yes. I'm gonna press enter. And right now, if the server loses power and the server comes back online again, Pfsense is starting automatically. So let us check if we can see that in Zen Orchestra. Log in again. Click on Pfsense, click on Advanced, and as you can see, auto power on is enabled. Okay, so that's how you auto start a VM. If you have Zen Orchestra, it's just easier. You just click it right here and it's done. If you don't have Zen Orchestra and you have certain VMs that need to auto start, you can use the code what I put in the description. So I think that's it for this episode. In the next episode, I'm gonna expand the network. So I'm gonna add a new network inside. And what I want to do is I want to show you how to remote access the Pfsense with OpenVPN and IPsec. And then I think in the episode after that, I'm going to show you what it is to have VPN site to site. So that means they have two Pfsense running. For now, I have also a server running in the Netherlands, so I'm going to connect my Pfsense with that Pfsense, so I can access remotely also the VMs that is running in the Netherlands. And I think there is something else I want to do, but I'm not sure if I'm going to do that, so I will keep you up to date for that. So for now, if you have any comments, please comment. I will try to reply to them as soon as possible. If you like what you see, please consider subscribing because I will put a lot of more videos in the next coming days. Like and subscribe. Yeah, that's it, I think, for this episode. I hope everybody's staying safe with the coronavirus. Just, yeah, remember, stay safe, wash your hand, use mask wherever you go. And I hope to see you in the next episode. Okay, see you later. Okay, let's try to make the USB installer. So just click on USB memstick. The console is going to be VGA because we want to have a interface. The mirror should be Singapore for me. If you live closest to you, New York, Austin, Frankfurt, or Singapore, just download it. I already done it, so I'm gonna minimize this. I'm going to open Rufus. Oh no, yeah, let's open Rufus. And as you can see, I just downloaded the mem stick. Let's open this as well. A little bit to here. And release it in here. Wait for it to extract. I'm just using an 8 gigabyte USB stick. There is a new Rufus out. So let's just download this as well. Okay, launch. There it is. Almost done. Okay, here it is, the CE mem stick. Let's close out this. Go back to our Rufus. I'm going to select our image. The CE, where is it? Mem stick, this is the one. I'm going to open that. I'm going to press start. So this warning, all data on device will be destroyed. Okay. And it will take a while, so I'm going to fast forward this until it's done. Okay, as you see, that's complete. Took around 4.5 minutes. So just close it, close it. Okay, you should now be able to boot up your machine with the USB installer, and you can continue following the setup process of pfSense. Okay, before I forget, I want to show you how to update pfSense. This is the old version, the 2.4.4. So it will just tell you that there's an update available on the dashboard. For version 2.4.5 is out. We just click on this blue icon. It will bring you to the system update page, or you just click on system and update. Just gonna wait for it to retrieve. As you can see, we have 2.4.4 and the latest one is 2.4.5. So I'm going to click confirm. Wait for it to load. And as you can see, it will start updating. A little bit in the middle. Okay, it's done. Let's wait until it's reloading. Let's try to log in again. Accept and close. And as you can see, we just successfully updated until the latest release. So if there's a new update available, it will just show you in this, and you can just install it like the way I showed it to you. Or you can just look at update. It will bring you also to the same page. So that's it for this episode. I will catch you in the next one. Thank you.